Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
It's Main Street Electrical Podcast. And hey, guess what? We are like so super close to the 50th anniversary.
Oh my gosh,
it's right there. It's
I'm
like
so
2 weeks away.
It's like
insane.
so close. Like we've been talking about it forever.
It's like
and
two and a half
close.
weeks away or 3 episodes away, because this episode next week and then 1 more week is the continuation of a series we're doing. We have a 3-episode series starting tonight with basically we're like the Fantasmic Four, me and you and Susie and Matt. We're talking about the 50 things we love about Walt Disney World. We had to rank them because of course we did. And so that's going to take 3 episodes to do, but we'll get to them in a minute. Jen, how'd you Disney this week?
So I Disneyed this week by beginning my shopping for the new things I need to pack for the 50th, if that
beginning the shopping. Yes, not the shopping.
Oh yeah, but like just like when you're running errands, like, oh, that's a cute shirt. Oh, I need a few new travel toiletries.
Of course,
just things like that. It's like I'm slowly prepping for my trip.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Those are the things that I'll get the day before, or even the morning of. My flight's not until later in the day, and so I'll hit Walmart at noon and be like, okay, I need travel shampoo and a travel soap, and let me grab this.
Yeah.
Trying to pack as light as possible. And so in the mail this last week, and I'm real excited about it, came our little 50th anniversary skins for the magic bands. Now,
fun.
You can actually go into Etsy and you can order different skins that'll kind of label over your magic bands, and it looks really cool because it's got the 50th design. It goes with the shirts that I'm wearing, and I'm going to be all matchy with some of our agents like Kyla and Polly Pocket and our quasi producer Heather and a few others, which will be fun. And so we got the magic band skins to go there, and it's so dorky, which is awesome. I'm so excited. It's gonna be great.
That's awesome.
Now we have a few things of news to run through. I know for those of you who downloaded the show, you're like, man, that episode's long, and it is. We didn't anticipate all of this happening yesterday. So things just got dropped on us yesterday, one thing after the other. And we're going to run through these real quick just to make sure we announce and talk about them. Finding Nemo, the musical. I believe on Monday there was a rumor floating out there that it was gone permanently. And it was from one of those sites that sometimes throws things against the wall, hoping they stick so they can say, look at us, we were right. And when they don't stick, it's like, look, well, we were sort of right, which is what they're doing now.
Basically.
But anyway, there was this rumor that it was going to be gone. However, Disney came out the next day, and I personally think their hand was forced. They were like, now we have to say something. Finding the musical is coming back, reimagined. What that means, I have no idea, but it's going to look a little different, maybe different music, whatever. I love the old Finding Nemo, the musical.
So do I.
I look forward to the new one. We'll see.
I'm sure the new one will be great.
I'm sure the new one will be great. I'm hoping the puppetry stays. I'm hoping it doesn't just become a stage show like Beauty and the Beast or something.
I think I think the puppetry is part of it. So at least
maybe they'll have it in the Seven Seas Lagoon and call it like the Finding Nemo, the swim along. That would be cool. Or the Rivers of America. That would be cool. That would be or Blizzard Beach. That's a Blizzard Beach experience. Finding Nemo, the swim along. You're welcome, Bob Paycheck. Candlelight Processional. It was a beloved show and was gone last year, but now is returning. It's this magnificent production that graces the American Gardens Theater with the orchestra, a cast choir, and a celebrity narrator, retelling the traditional Christmas story in spectacular and heartwarming fashion. And for those of us with faith or of faith, this is something even a little extra special because this is the kind of story you don't hear in the public. You don't hear in the
not usually.
Which I'm pretty excited about. They're still determining the narrators. The choir was actually going to be entirely of cast members this time because of the whole mandates and things like that, COVID, whatever, which is really, really cool. Back on Epcot again, the Epcot fireworks dining packages have been released. We can savor a delicious dinner on a lakefront patio while enjoying incredible views of Epcot Harmonious. It's the newest fireworks spectacular, premiering October 1st. Spice Road table package includes 2 small plates, a dessert platter, and unlimited beverages, which I think does include alcohol. 72 per person, 31 per child. Do not include tax gratuity. Rose and Crown is the other one available. Prefix dining package including an appetizer, an entree, dessert platter, and unlimited beverages. $89 and $39 are your costs there for adults and kids, not including tax gratuity. We can start booking this on the 23rd, and we'll debut with the premiere of Epcot Harmonious on October 1st. This is going to go fast, Jen. This is.
Oh my gosh, I know. I already have a list, and I've told my clients, listen, I am going to work as fast as I can that morning, but I cannot make guarantees because I can only I can only do one at a time, basically, and I would say I'll ask a bunch of my star agents to help. But we all, it's like we're all going after it. So it's not even like, all I know is I'm going to have the case. Multiple browsers and multiple computers. Like I'm going to snag Brady's laptop and I'm just going to be like all sorts.
I'm going to have 2 computers open and an iPad. Because also Disney Magic Kingdom is releasing the Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant as the Magic Kingdom destination for the 50th anniversary themed dessert party. Now there are 3 of these. Okay,
3 different options.
3 different options. The Enchantment pre-party. Basically, you get a variety of cheeses and beverages and desserts from the pastry chef. Before the show begins, cast members will escort you to a reserved standing viewing location in one of the Plaza Gardens. So you don't get to stay there; you get a special location.
Yes,
$99 per adult, $39 per kid, or $59 per kid. Disney Enchantment treats and seats. After a day of the Magic Kingdom Park fun, enjoy 50th anniversary themed desserts prepared by the pastry chef and all the vegetables, all the fun stuff you get to eat. And actually, you'll get to stay at the Tomorrowland Terrace restaurant, which will be great.
Stand there.
And you also get the Disney Enchantment. Say that again. There's also the Disney Enchantment after party. The experience will have reserved standing viewing of Disney Enchantment in one of the Plaza Gardens. You'll get to see the fireworks and then go to the party. So then go to the party. Eat the desserts first. Get escorted to a little area to watch the fireworks. You can eat the desserts while the fireworks are going on, watching it from the Tomorrowland Terrace, or watch the fireworks from a little area and then go get the desserts. Either one, they cost a little bit different no matter what you do. Honestly, I kind of like the of the Plaza Gardens one. It's a little cheaper, but I've seen the fireworks from Tomorrowland Terrace, and depending on where you're sitting, there's sometimes some trees there. It's hard to see the projections. It's harder to see the projections.
It just depends on where you're seated. Honestly, it just depends on where you're seated. So. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That's all I can say.
And this is something, folks, if you're okay with the price, this is something I definitely want you to consider, because for the first several months, it's Harmonious and Enchantment is going to be a madhouse.
It's going to be insane.
Now,
so it's like, it's worth the money.
The only thing about Enchantment that I'm wondering is because some of the projections will be down Main Street. And so I don't know if you'll have a good view of Main Street or not from where you're going to be sitting. So you may miss some of that. So that'd be something to consider as well. And finally, based on what everybody is talking about and the fever that everybody's like, we want to know more information about this. We want this. Space 2020. Now we knew it was going to be opening. 2020. We knew that.
You said 2020. Space. Do not say 2020.
I know. Space 220. Because we are 220 miles above the Earth when we're dining.
Yes.
Offering a 2-course lunch featuring dishes like salads and calamari and steaks and seafood, or a 3-course dinner with even more delicious servings, including a duck dish, plus supernova sweets like cheesecake and mousse and toffee cake and spirits, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, and so on and so forth. Now we knew it was going to be opening this week.
Yes.
But now reservations are also going to start on the 20th for dining starting the 27th. This is going to go so fast. It is going to blow up. Walk-ups will be accepted September 20th through September 26th. So if you're there in the parks, which I don't know if you'll be there that early or not, but you can try to walk up. I don't know how it's going to work. I imagine there will be a mad dash over there as soon as the park opens to get your reservation for later on that day. I don't know. Maybe they won't take reservations.
I don't know.
You have to get in line.
Maybe it's just like a walk up. It's like, okay, you have a 30-minute wait. You have a 2-hour wait. You have a 3-hour, like who knows?
A 30-minute wait. I would love that. That would be amazing.
Well, that would be fantastic. But I mean, like, let's not hold our breath, David. But
Right. So that's basically.
I guess the good news though is at least all 3 of them are releasing different dates, so that we're not like, okay, I need to get all these dessert parties and Space 220. It's like, okay, it's this, and then it's the Harmonious, okay, and then it's Space 220, and it's like I've got lists going for all of them, and I'm already like, already tired. I'm already tired.
So get your calendars out. Reservations for Space 220 begin September 20th for dining starting September 27th. No indication on when candlelight processional packages or anything will be available.
No idea.
We don't know any more details. We don't know anything about Finding Nemo other than it's going to be reimagined. I imagine it will either be Christmas season or maybe even next year when it comes back.
Probably.
And finally, we'll be able to do the Epcot fireworks dining packages starting on the 23rd for premiering of Epcot Harmonious on October 1st and there on out. Disney Enchantment fireworks parties start on October 3rd. So those also open up, I believe, on the 23rd for reservations starting on the 3rd. I'm sorry. Reservations begin September 17th. So in 2 days for the Enchantment fireworks. Yes, exactly.
Which begin October 2nd?
3rd.
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
Yep, and I will be gone. I imagine you'll be.
I will be gone as well because I looked. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get. Oh, never mind. I won't. Just kidding. Yeah, I know.
Everybody looked at it, and Disney was like, "Sorry, you're not going to go on the first," which we were like, "This will be awesome." And apparently,
like rats.
That's okay. So let's go to our main segment here. Is we're going to be talking to Susie and Matt from the ImagineEars podcast, and we have a good time with them. We were honored to be on their show for episodes 100, 101, 102, and 103 for their 100 things, favorite attractions and rides and stuff. And so we brought them on not only for music back in like 20 episodes ago, but also our 50 favorite things about Walt Disney World in celebration of the 50th anniversary. So that's going to span the next 3 episodes. We're going to do numbers 50 through 31 here. It's a great time. It's very random because the topic is very broad. Yeah. There was no specifications given, just whatever you think. Everybody has their own lists. So let's talk to Matt and Susie with us. Hey, Matt. Hey, Susie.
Hello, friends.
Hey, guys. How goes it?
Oh, doing awesome. Doing wonderful.
Great to be back.
Very happy. Now I will let you behind the curtain. The reason that nobody's seeing me on video here is because I have a nosebleed. I don't know why. I just I'm bleeding all over profusely. Not really. It's just dripping. It's really annoying.
He's just so excited for tonight.
I am. When you blow your nose a little bit too much, and it's like there it is. But anyway,
wow.
So the top of the show right here. And once we get past all that, Susie, how did you Disney this week? Knowing that when we recorded this particular episode and segment,
no, I was trying to think.
The information about the genie's already come out, and today we got information about annual passes. So Susie, please enlighten us.
I know. I wanted to say something positive of how I Disneyed this week. I Disneyed this week. Well, does Star Wars count?
It does. Of course it does.
I hung some my pictures from the recent con I attended, Fanboy Expo. That brought me joy.
Very
so
nice.
That's what I Disneyed this week. I met Bambi and I met the original Thumper. Yeah, I did all kinds of good things.
That's
you know what? Cool. Screw the annual pass. You know what? Yeah.
Right.
We'll have a whole thing on that for separately. But long story short, went to a con in Orlando. A lot of Disney people there. Yay. That's I'll count that then. That'll make me happy.
That's a good one.
Because that was good.
Matt, how'd you Disney this week?
Should I mention the voodoo doll of Bob Chapek that I
Ooh.
Sorry, no.
Oh, Bob Paycheck.
Quasi producer Heather, don't you love that?
No.
Yeah, our quasi producer Heather does not like Bob at all. She is a massive Josh D'Amaro fan. Does not like Bob at all, to the point of expletives. So
yeah,
to that point. When Josh takes over in a few years, everyone is just going to love him because he's literally coming after the worst CEO.
Are we going to make it years though? That's my question.
I don't know at this rate.
Anyway,
the world's falling apart. Disney World's falling apart. Yes. How'd you Disney this week, Matt?
I booked some dining reservations for upcoming trips. So specifically for September 30th, which is when we're coming down. The night before for October 1st and 2nd.
So. Where are you going? Because I didn't make any dining reservations for the weekend.
Well, it's Becca's birthday. It's my wife's.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It took enough convincing for her to even go on October 1st. Ruining her birthday, her 30th birthday weekend. So we always try to do stuff new. I've been to a lot of places that she hasn't. So one place she has not been yet, has not had the opportunity to go to, is Toledo. So we are going to go to Toledo over at Grand Destino Tower.
Nice.
Okay.
Very cool. I saw that place when I stayed there. I went to the top floor just to see it, and I was like, this place looks amazing. Then I left because I didn't belong there.
I went there shortly after opening week and tried it, and it was good. So I'm looking forward to trying it again.
Nice.
Very cool. I know we were excited about seeing you guys down there. And,
yes.
And
yay!
Epic photo op. I'm gonna meet Matt in person.
Yeah, so you can check Matt off. There you go. Check Matt off your Imagineer checklist, which is awesome. Your punch card. And we'll the audience will hear us talk about this again in the next 2 weeks because we've got a 3-part episode coming here. We've got the top 50 things we love about Disney World. Now, on that topic, that is a broad topic because I just left that topic as it is. However you define thing, people, place, thing, memory, food, resort, Right, whatever. Your top 50 things you love about Disney World. We'll do the first part tonight. The next 2 weeks, we'll do the next parts, all the way down to our very favorite thing about Disney World. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. But let's kick it off here, and we're going to let Matt start with number 50. Matt, your 50th favorite thing about Walt Disney World.
Okay, great. I can't remember. Are we rattling off?
No, we'll all do 50, and then we'll do 49. We'll just go one at a time.
One at a time.
So you do your 50. Yep.
Okay, number 50 for me, and this is specifically just for me and Floridians, I guess. Location. It is just within convenient drive for us personally. It's a little harder to do things more on a whim now. It's not impossible with the park reservation system, but we do like the convenience of, for the most part, just being like, you know what? Let's go down to the park next weekend or the weekend after and just spend the day and then come back. So we do a lot of day trips.
I think there's a reason that God has our family in Birmingham and maybe Jen's family in Pennsylvania, because God knows that we would be there all the time. And so God's like, you can't do that. Just because there's a brand new pen that came out Thursday, you can't go get it. And so,
I'm working on that.
House Susie. For sale on my street, Jen, if you want to move.
Don't tempt me. We're getting the house ready.
Susie, number 50 for you. We'll talk about that later, Jen. Go ahead.
All right. Number 50 for me. I know this probably won't be on Matt's list. Eating a kitchen sink.
I can't even believe it made your list.
It made my list because it is so share that with more than 2 people need to do that. But in general, it's a really fun thing, experience to do that's unique over there. So go to Beaches and Cream with as many of your friends as possible. Do not attempt this with 2, maybe even 3 people. But yeah, long story there. But I had to have that one because a lot of my things are also connected to like very specific memories. And that's just something that's hilarious. So there's that one.
Good times.
Yeah.
Jen, 50 for you.
All right, 50 for me is, and this is attached to a memory, the magic carpets, but specifically at night, because that's the first time I ever rode them was at night. And so it's not one of my favorite attractions, but there was something really neat about being in the evening, and I rode it, and the camel spit on me. And I just thought it was hilarious because I wasn't expecting it. I didn't realize that the water was on because this was like a long, long time ago. So second only, David, to taking a selfie for Rory.
Of course.
On the,
of course.
Obviously.
Yes. Yeah, obviously. Number 50 for me is just very broad. It's the All-Star Resorts. I love the All-Star Resorts. And I know Jen and I go back and forth. And of course, we make fun of All-Star Sports because sports needs to be made fun of because it's a kind of, I'm hoping it's next on the queue of getting refurbished. But but when I first started going to Disney World on a regular basis, that's where we had to stay because we didn't have the money to stay anywhere else. And that's like, I had a love of music and movies there. I love the All-Star Sports. And you're right. Maybe sports does need to be demolished, but I'm hoping they'll do the renovation on it. But I love the All-Star Sports.
Each other.
And I think they serve a great purpose. They really do for certain families. Thankfully, I'm beyond that certain family now. I'm actually moved on up a little bit in our budgetary needs, and so we can actually go moderate more often than not. But I have a soft spot for the All-Star Resorts. Matt, number 49 on your list.
Number 49 on my list is passing the sign. Or passing under the sign. I'm sure you all know what sign I'm talking about. The Walt Disney World.
Record it every time. It's just like, here we go.
Yes, every time.
Magical place on earth. You have arrived. You know that your vacation is about to start. You are going to be in a much better place here shortly. Like it's like, I know I'm not going to be bothered with work. I'm not going to be bothered with anything. I'm here to relax and have a good time with my friends or family. Or both.
Very cool. Susie, 49 on your list.
49 on my list. I like monitoring my steps at Disney. When we went earlier this year, this is also something connected. Growing up, as soon as that iPhone update came out where it could like keep track of your steps on the health app, my dad would always try to like get the most steps out of the family at Disney, but he would cheat because he would keep his phone on him when he would go and take the dog out when we would bring the dog to Fort Wilderness. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna get more because you're walking Bowden. But yeah, when we went this most recent trip in the spring, I averaged like over 20,000 steps for the entire trip, like every day averaged like at least 20,000 steps. So yeah, that one did not slow down. So I love doing that. And it's just always connected again to family.
I have myself a Fitbit and I'm actually trying to get it all. I'm going to get it, all set up and everything. I'm going to be wearing it on the 50th just to see how many steps I can take.
You're not going to want to take you're going to want to take as many steps as it takes to get to wherever you want to watch that nighttime show. And just
that's true.
Hop a squat.
Just hop right down. That's great.
Very true. Jen, 49 on your list.
49 on my list. It would be riding the Cinderella horse on the carousel. And it was, yeah, after I figured out which one it was, and my husband, well, you guys knew it. So Brady, he like made sure I got that horse. Like he was like looking, he's like, this one. So I don't know. I love
the
that.
one with the ribbon.
The one with the ribbon on the tail. Yep.
Number 49 on my list, Finding Nemo, the musical. I love this show. My wife loves this show. She is a theater person. I minored in theater. She had a major in theater, one of her many majors. And we both kind of kept the concept of theater. And just it's one of those spectacular shows, and it's a surprise to everybody that sees it. It's one of those things that clients will email me and say, well, back then, not now, but back then they would email me and say, thank you so much for setting this fast for us, or telling us to go here. We loved it. It was just such a great show. And, I've got a lot of memories of the family being there, taking my friends to see it for the first time, and all of them just being blown away by the majesty of Finding Nemo, the musical.
Yeah.
Matt, 48 on your list.
48 on my list is going to be just casually strolling around Fort Wilderness. So I love going around the trails there. It's one of my favorite places. It's one of the few places on Disney property that relatively is peace and quiet. It's a nice place to escape. I think Susie agrees.
Oh yeah, we're going to be circling back to that one at some point on this list.
48 for you.
I will not be explaining myself, but the feeling of those bugs moving under you towards the exit, and it's tough to be a bug.
Hey, Jen, remember what you said a minute ago? Susie gets me. She gets me.
It's so weird. I don't know. It's coming, and you're like, here guys, there it is. Like you brace yourself.
This is not on my top 50.
Not the whole show. 50, it's just that bump that it does.
Jen, when was the last time you saw It's Tough to Be a Bug?
I remember I put it in my Instagram story. It was in February. Right. That was the first time in many years. Only because I was with first timers. Wow. That was the only reason I took one for the team. You know who you are.
You owe me. 48 on your list.
Oh, all right. So it was at a media preview for the for Star Wars, and R2D2 tried to come home with me because I had a matching dress and I was interacting with R2D2, and I was like, well, just come on back to Pennsylvania. He started following me, and I was like, yeah, no, it's okay. The cast members are like, no, you can't go. I'm like, no, he's come with me. He's good. He literally, he followed me a good probably 20 feet before the handler brought him back. But that was wonderful. So it's just magical, fun things.
48 on my list. I love seeing the savannah at Animal Kingdom. I think it's Animal Kingdom Lodge. I think it's cool. I've seen it from the balcony. I'm standing on your balcony, drinking a cup of coffee. There's giraffes, there's zebras, there's a gazelle. Eating down at Sanaa. Look out the window, and there's giraffes and antelope, and it's cool and it's neat, and it's something that's so unusual because if you want to see those kind of animals, you either go to the zoo or you go on the Kilimanjaro safari, or a real safari if you can do it. Adventures by Disney, call us. Otherwise, seeing those animals on the safari. One of my favorite client comments ever was a client that messaged me and said they checked in that morning, they got upgraded to a Savannah View room, and he said, I've just got on the balcony with my cup of coffee, and there's a giraffe about 3 feet away from me. Well played, David Dollar. Well played. I was like, yes. Yes. So I love the Animal Kingdom. Yeah, I love the Animal Kingdom Savannah, Animal Kingdom Lodge Savannah. I just think it's great. Matt, 47th favorite thing about Disney World?
New to my list. Susie will appreciate this. Running at Disney.
Yay!
Nice.
So I did my very first 5K at Disney.
I saw that
over the summer, and it's become a thing now. Like if I'm at the resort for an extended period of time, I will probably run at some point.
Matt, you submitted your other times, right? Yes. Deadline's tomorrow. Okay.
And I don't know how David Dollar got his medals before me, but you never know when you'll get your medal. It doesn't matter when you submit your time. Fun fact about Virtual Run Disney, it is very random.
Trust me, I was shocked the day I actually ran mine at home. I got my medal that night. I was like, this is fantastic.
That's scary.
You got it that day?
I got it that night. Like it was on my porch that night. Like I had no idea it was going to happen like that. So yeah, I ran my first 5K that morning. I told Jen, I did a post about it or whatever. And that night I walked out of my porch to look for a Funko Pop that I'd ordered. And I was like, what box is this?
Is this a shawarma Funko Pop?
And I'm like, exactly. Yes, it is. I'm still waiting for my Black Widow. And so, I pulled it out. There's my medal. I'm like, 12 hours ago, I just ran a 5K. Here's my medal. This is awesome. Thanks, Walt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully soon I'll be getting my 4 medals. Haha.
Congratulations.
I don't know where I'm going to put them. I'm running out of room.
All right. So next year, I'm calling my shot. Next year, probably not the spring, but maybe next fall, Food and Wine. I think we all force you to sign up for whatever. Go run a 5 or 10 or K or something like that. I'll do it. We can get some of the people 5K. Too if you want, but let's do it. Yeah, I'll do the 5K.
Matt, by next fall, you can do a 10K.
5K, just 5K.
Susie, 47 on your list.
I love rides that have like cheat codes or like little like Easter eggy things. So Toy Story Mania, Smuggler's Run. I think that's a really cool touch that I have been learning more about recently. So my most recent trip, which actually was the same weekend of the con I went and did Toy Story Mania and did the ones that I hadn't learned about. And that was really fun.
That's cool.
Very cool. Jen.
All right. So this is an odd one for me because I would never necessarily describe this as one of like my top attractions or whatever, but going over to Tom Sawyer Island, and specifically because I have memories of playing in the caves with my sister when we were kids. And like I just like remember like her, and I chasing each other through those caves, and it is just like a really nice, quiet, cool spot. So yeah, going over to Tom Sawyer Island, which is odd.
Been there one time. I need to go back over there. Take Campbell over there. I think he'd love.
He would love it.
He would love it. He would love it. I need to get over there. So
you do.
47 on my list. You can tell them the Cadaver Dance or just the Dapper Dance, but I love the Dapper Dance. It's and I always feel bad putting them this low on my list, but we always stop. I'm to the age now in my elder statesman age of Disney fandom. I always stop for the Dapper Dans. I always stop and watch the performances, maybe do a video. If I get a selfie with them when they're done singing, I kind of think it's like a celebrity kind of thing. I'm like, I'm with the Dapper Dans. Cadaver Dans are just as cool when they do the Halloween party, whenever we have the Halloween party or whatever we're calling it now. It's just cool to watch them there. Just the acapella and the artistry and the quartet,
it's amazing.
All of it, Rob Lott, which I know Matt and I both know, and Jen knows now too. It's cool to hear him talking about the Dapper Dans and being one of the singers in it, and just I love the Dapper Dans. So that's 47 on my list. Let's go to 46, Matt.
46 for me is going to be people watching. It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's a valid
very entertaining.
Just grab my Dole Whip, sit on a bench, and just observe.
Judge. Oh, okay.
Susie, it's okay. I'll sit on your bench. Matt's bench is no fun.
Like, what is that? What are they wearing?
I'm sorry. What is she doing?
I know it says a Gryffindor shirt, but she's definitely Slytherin.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you're wearing Harry Potter merch in the parks, I'm probably.
I hate that. That's so annoying.
But vice versa. Like if you're wearing Mickey over in Universal, I'm also
so annoying.
I've done that. I've done Mickey in Universal. I would never wear Universal in Disney World.
And I don't necessarily mean an accessory because I get it. Like if you have a crossbody or something, like all right, fine. But
yeah, that's it. It's a crossbody. That's what I've got.
It's your crossbody.
Susie, 46.
I really love when guests like lean in or just own being that guy in the laugh floor when like they or just in general when the people in the laugh floor are like, yeah, I don't, I'm going to play along with this. There's usually at least one of the people during the show who just doesn't want to be on the screen. And you're like, come on, don't be that guy. Be that guy. Who is that guy? Who's having fun being that guy?
Agree.
So that makes me happy.
Jen.
All right. Sorry, I just thought of one that I had to add here. So
I know, I just added my 46 is brand new too. I just added that.
No, this is not my 46. My 46 is old.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. This is actually probably kind of low, but you can't do it anymore. But I got to
Illuminations, Reflections of Earth.
Yes.
No, she hates that. Remember?
Yes.
She hates that. We talked about this.
I do not. No, riding in the front of the monorail. So this was obviously.
Oh, yes.
I miss it.
Like riding the monorail in general. Yes. I mean, that's still going to be on my list, but this was, I got to ride it in the front from the TTC to Epcot back.
Nice.
Fabulous. So that's like, yay.
Very nice. 46 for me is the character of the genie, not the Fast Pass Plus replacement thingy genie, but the actual character of the genie in the parks. Specifically, one of my favorite moments. Stephanie, my wife, and I were in Epcot, and Genie was there. We met Genie, and he's one of those characters. Like he and Mad Hatter are always just over the top.
They're fabulous.
And so, of course, Genie grabs Stephanie and hugs her and just holds her and doesn't let her go. And I walk over to, and he pushes me away, and he literally probably hugs her for well over a minute. Like, and once you're hugging somebody for a minute, that's a little uncomfortable. And she's just there, she's laughing, and the whole moment was magical. And Genie was and other guests, he was just like that too. And I've seen Genie do that as well with other guests and at other times. But I love meeting characters that are just so into it, so over the top. Genie is one of those. So Genie for me in the parks is number 46. I haven't seen Genie recently. I'm hoping he does make an appearance every now and then. Yeah. Maybe he will, or maybe he won't because of the bad press that the name is getting. I don't know. Matt, 45.
Genie plus. No, sorry. So this is just kind of random, but conversations with strangers at Disney World.
Yes.
Just kind of
good one.
They're not done on purpose, but they just kind of morph and it just kind of naturally, you're standing in line and then like you turn around and you just casually start talking to the person next to you, or
or you overhear them talking about something and you're like,
that's wrong.
Or I was gonna be like, here's a tip. I was gonna be like, here's a good tip, like blah blah blah.
If they're doing something like blatantly wrong, like
correct them.
Isn't that Frozen ride over in Animal Kingdom? No, it is not.
Well, I think we'll get a fast pass for the Harry Potter ride, and then we'll do the Rock and Roller Coaster ride. We'll do that, and then the Star Trek stuff. Let's do that.
I really feel like seriously, all of this has actually been said.
All right, so do you guys have, and maybe you are these people, but do you have mothers or aunts or even dads or whatever that go to the park sometimes and are that person where they talk to everybody? Because that's my mother-in-law. She will talk to everybody and anybody, and it doesn't matter. She's the one that starts the conversation. She will just randomly look over somebody going, I love your shirt. I love that. Where are you from? We're from Alabama.
Cute.
This is my grandson and my daughter and my son-in-law. He's a Disney travel agent, and it's.
Oh.
And of course, we're just like,
I want to travel with her. That sounds fun.
45 on your list, Susie.
Again, I don't know. I love the dog in Pirates of the Caribbean who just like is holding the keys. I mean, you see him throughout the ride.
Yes.
But again, this also just kind of goes back to, I remember one of our first trips, because my dad was from Jacksonville and went down to Disney like almost right after it opened. And he's like, those guys have been trying to get out of that jail for 30 something years at that time. For however long it had been. And every time I look at that dog, I'm like, that dog's tail's been wagging since 1971. I don't know. It's just a cute it's probably not even the same dog, but whatever. I just love that dog. So it makes me think of him because he loved pirates.
It's funny. Jen.
All right. Enjoying a Dole Whip and just standing there, especially if it's hot. It tastes even better. So slightly like almost the I Lava You float. I almost like it as well. I will.
Can't wait to try that. I haven't tried that yet. Really I can't wait to try it. But the raspberry swirl is my favorite. I love the raspberry swirl.
It's very good.
So good. 45 on my list. I could put Toy Story Mania on there because I love the ride so much, but specifically when you hear the words, "This is not your mother, break those plates." That's my favorite section of that whole ride. I love those plates. I go crazy on those plates, and I'm like throwing those baseballs. Like if there's ever a part of that ride where my arm wears out, it's that part. Like I steel myself for the breaking plates, and after that I'm useless. So I have to get all the points I can right there because otherwise, I'm going to lose. I love to break those plates. I just think it's so much fun to break those plates. 44 on your list, Matt.
44 on my list. Again, kind of random and very specific, but the fire pit at Riviera. So so we're all travel agents, different companies, but
yes.
we have our annual travel agent retreat at Disney World every January. And the past couple of years since Riviera has been built, the fire pit there at Riviera has just been the place for late night conversations, and it's just kind of a cool place.
Huh.
And I'm saying too because I wasn't invited last time.
Ooh, hashtag
to the fire pit.
Well, that's because you don't smoke cigars, but
I do not smoke cigars. Even the
if
smell
you'd like to
disgusting. Join, be a man. Fire pits. Monster trucks.
I'm not going to say anything.
I'm just kidding.
Did you say scars?
Cigars.
No. Scars.
Oh my gosh.
44. What's your name? Susie. You, Susie.
Wow.
I didn't mean to throw a shade, Matt. That's fine. I'll start my own tradition by myself.
You can come join us next year, Susie.
I don't want to join. I'm not going to crash the cigar party, please.
It's not. Okay.
He knows I'm messing with him. Okay, what number are we on? 44?
44.
I like the fake Disney snow.
No.
It's just soap, but I like it.
Number 44, soap.
Soap.
Jenn, 44.
All right. David, but this is a new 44 because you just reminded me. It's Slinky Dog saying, "Por favor."
And it's talking like por favor, por favor,
por favor. And because my friend who is fluent in Spanish, she heard that and she just she almost collapsed on the ground laughing. She's like, "This is the best thing ever." Yeah,
that is hysterical. It's so random.
You're gonna love my next one, Jenn.
He just thought of something.
Oh no.
I actually had this on my list. So
did you?
Oh.
44 for me is a treat that I think it gets overlooked. And I mentioned it several times on this podcast, and I'll mention it anywhere because I want people to know about this, or maybe I don't. The Kakigori treat over at Japan Pavilion. Little stand there in the front where you can get the ice milk treat. And it's so freaking good. It's drowning in sweet syrup. You can add the creamy sweet milk on top. You get different flavors of, strawberry and melon and grape or whatever. And it's one of my favorite treats. And the line there is never long because people are always going off and looking for other things that they've heard about in Epcot. And I stop there all the time. And I love that little stand. And the food, it's so good. And I have no memories attached to this other than I've had 50 of these things. And so the Kakigori treats over at Japan Pavilion. Make sure you guys go get one or don't. I will go get one. Matt, 43 on your list.
Okay, Jenn. Number 43 on my list is the safety spiel for Magic Carpets of Aladdin.
Very good.
Because Aladdin does the English portion, and then he goes, and as my friend Genie says, and then Genie morphs into Spanish Genie.
Yes.
And does the Spanish portion of the safety spiel for those that speak Espanol.
That's true. That's good.
It's just it's the funniest transition I think of any safety spiel in the parks.
It's a good one.
I love it. I love it.
43, Susie.
I like I don't like standing in line, but I like standing in line for what used to be the Great Movie Ride, currently Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. and looking at all the little handprints and the signatures from the different people. I always see someone different. I don't know why. You're just kind of bored and you're sitting there and like, oh, there's so and so, and like you get really excited over Pee Wee Herman. Actually, that's an Easter egg for Deucecast.
The word of the day is.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize Susie was such a huge Pee Wee Herman fan until she made a surprise appearance on our movie show, and she's a massive Pee Wee Herman fan, and it's hilarious.
I grew up watching Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Absolutely.
No my shame. Gosh.
All right, Jen, 43.
Oh, it's me. Oh, okay.
You.
I love turning on the music loop in the room, in my resort room. And specifically, it's the one, it has like the park hours that scroll and everything. And it has this, they've changed the loop multiple times. I have all of them on my iPhone, but I do like the current iteration a lot. It has stuff from Saving Mr. Banks and Enchanted and a lot of them. I love it. And nice. I played at home too.
Nice. Well, and it's funny that this particular attraction is getting so much love in this first part of the show because Aladdin's Magic Carpet is 43. And I did that because I had to make sure that I mentioned it after Jen. So that way it would be higher on my list than Jen's. Our sales manager, her name is Marcy. She listens to our show with her daughter, Rory. Hi, Rory. And she's a big fan of this particular attraction. So now it's a running bit to talk about this attraction. And so we ended up taking a selfie just to send Marcy while on Aladdin's Magic Carpet. And really, that's honestly the best memory I have on this ride is riding it with Jen to take a picture for Marcy, which is it's just a fun little memory that we had. little fun. Otherwise, the ride's okay. The ride is fantastic. Yeah. I love the ride. I ranked it higher than Jen for a reason because I'm better. Anyway, number 43 is Aladdin's Magic Carpet. Matt, I don't know what else we can do with Aladdin's Magic Carpet unless Susie brings up something.
No, I think we've
I think we exhausted that.
That's now we're being the dead camel here.
All right, Matt, let's talk about Monsters Inc.
Instead of a horse. Yeah.
So the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, number 47, the sound, the creaking sound that it makes. Screaming, just get rid of me, please.
42 is where we are, I think.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
My next one at 42 is rope dropping the parks.
Ooh, good one.
Just kind of being the first group in and taking advantage of that. But it's a great opportunity to do a lot of things. Hop on your favorite attraction for the first time. First thing in the day, or taking photos in spots where you don't want a lot of people, or maybe you just want the shortest line in Starbucks possible, and you rope drop. So lots of benefits to rope dropping, and it's one of my favorite things to do.
Now, Matt, back in the old days, before the dark times of the Genie Plus, were you the Fast Pass guy? Like you took all the tickets and did the running across the parks to get all the Fast Passes?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That was me.
That's what I used to do too.
Same, yeah, Susie.
I made Brady do it.
I was gonna say Jen wouldn't. She's too bougie for that. So
it would stress the rest of my family out.
I'm like, meet me at the entrance to Toy Story Mania. Run over there, trying to get all the Fast Passes in.
It's amazing to see how different 20 years will change. See who can be the fastest running to go get those Fast Passes, and now it's who has the fastest thumbs to get the
Who has the best Wi-Fi? Who has the best Wi-Fi?
Right, or the best data plan.
And now we'll just do shifts. Everybody has 5-minute shifts where you have to stare at your phone the entire time, the entire 5 minutes to look for rides, and then we'll break, and then somebody else gets to do it. Susie, 42 on your list.
The Headless Horseman from the Not So Scary Halloween Party. That is a great effect.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Smart.
I miss it.
Is it the Boo Bash, correct?
I don't know. Is he in Boo Bash?
I don't know.
I haven't seen pictures of him.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know. I was assuming he would be, but maybe not. Okay.
He does. He goes. I'm assuming he's still going to be at Fort.
Well, if he's not around, I guess I need to take him off my list.
I don't know. He's not mine. He'll be back. He'll be back. I'm very positive Boo Bash cannot last for forever.
No. We think. Huh. Is it my turn?
42. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. Hitting the soft open of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train unexpectedly on a 24-hour day. We walked in and we were like, oh, we got to get the merch. We walk back to Fantasyland. What is it? Wait, what? What? Oh my gosh. It was like amazing.
Nice. 42, the first time I rode Soarin'. I had never heard the music. I didn't know what the ride was even about. It's 2007, November 2007. The ride was very recently opened. And I remember it was like my favorite ride ever. I loved that attraction. And I think everybody can have the same memory. The first time you heard that music, the first time you felt that, you saw the oranges and all of it was just mind blowing. And so Soarin' to me is ingrained. And even this version now, which to me is not, it's just okay. It's gone from a must do to if I get to it, awesome. If not, it's okay kind of thing. The original Soarin' though will forever live in my memory as one of the best attractions ever. Good. And the first time I ever rode it, that's my 42nd favorite thing about Walt Disney World. It's the first time I ever rode Soarin'. 41 for you, Matt.
41 for me. I kind of bookended these together. So I have Rope Drop, and then I'm going to have for my next one the Kiss Goodnight in Magic Kingdom. So yeah, perfect way to start the day with Rope Drop. Perfect way to end the day in Magic Kingdom. Literally being like the last people to leave. So you get the little, and I think it's something that a lot of Disney fans know about it, but I think it's kind of a lesser known thing for the park. So if you're around, stick around.
Yeah, it's good
for a very special end to the evening.
Susie, 41.
I like beating everybody in my group and getting Galactic Hero on Buzz Lightyear. Like destroying Zurg.
Yeah.
Saving the galaxy, casual.
Okay, so scientific question here. Matt, are you usually the one who wins that game, or does your wife dominate?
Oh no, she doesn't know where the stuff is. I do. It'd be interesting for me.
Does Brady ever win that beats you in that game, or do you tend to get him on that?
You know what? It's switched. I have hit Galactic Hero 2 or 3 times. I can't say it's skill. It was probably luck. Right. But so he does typically beat me on that one, but I always beat him on Toy Story. So. Stephanie always beats me on Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Span, and I always beat her on Toy Story Mania. And it's weird. It's I don't know what the deal is, but
because break those plates inspires you so much.
That's very true.
To break through and keep going.
Susie, if we were ever to ride this together, the question is who would have control of the vehicle?
That is the key.
You know what you need to do? Find yourself an autistic 9-year-old, stick him in the middle, put the joystick in his hand. You don't know where you're gonna go. It's awesome.
That's funny.
That thing spins like a mother. It's just insane.
That's great.
Jen, number 41 in your list.
All right. I guess technically it doesn't exist anymore. Oh well, I'm using it anyway.
Well, however you want to do
it was the Tower of Terror 10 miler. So it was a race that when I ran it the last year that they had it, because it was right before all of the refurbs started happening in Hollywood studios. But I love that run in particular because it was a great length and there were such amazing character interactions, like the evil queen with her cauldron, like the old hag evil queen. It was like I have the best picture.
That's awesome.
From there, like so many great photo ops that
nice year. 41 for me is that feeling or that sense or just whatever it is that whenever you get into the park first thing in the morning and everybody's going to Fantasyland, everybody's going to Tomorrowland, and you cut that left, and for the first 45 minutes, you're just jumping on Pirates and you're jumping on Jungle and maybe even hopping straight on the Splash of Big Thunder with very little weight because nobody's gotten over there yet. That feeling of just dominating those rides to begin with is such a cool feeling because you don't get that very often, even on busy days. Just getting over there, having that and taking pictures and just blowing through there.
David's lying. You shouldn't try that.
No, you shouldn't.
You should not try that. Yes, that's a very bad idea.
Yeah, that's just actually code word for Tomorrowland. Yes, Tomorrowland's empty, so go there first. Go straight there. So, empty Adventureland number 41. Matt, number 40.
40 for me, the friendship boats.
I love the friendship boats.
One of my, well, technically it's probably my least favorite. Well, no, I'll take that back. The buses are my least favorite. But next up on the list, so you'll know that more Disney transportation is coming. But the friendship boats are just a lot of fun. I love traveling from Hollywood Studios over to the Epcot Resort area.
It's very relaxing.
Very, very relaxing.
Nice. Susie, 40.
I love Tinkerbell flying across the hub during, or to right after Happily Ever After starts, which I saw for the last time not too long ago and cried. I was doing okay. I was holding in it, and then the grandpa next to me with his kids was going, or his grandkids was like, "Wow, did you see that? Look at." I was like, "Okay, I did see it." He was having such a good time. So yeah, that was great. But yeah, Tink is iconic.
Tink. Jen, 40.
40 for me is one Matt already had, but it's passing the sign. Every time we pass underneath the sign, Brayden and I have a little tradition, and we always have to record it. So yeah.
Nice. For me, it is, and maybe this is nostalgia speaking, but it's the Magical Express. I love the Magical Express, and I know a lot of people, especially towards the later years, didn't really care for it as much. But when our family went, we never had an agenda on the first day, so it's almost like got to the airport, got on the bus, we get there when we get there. It's awesome. Our kid loves the buses. He loves Magical Express, so I feel like that's something we wouldn't take away from him. And again, I get to ride it one more time. Like, I actually reached out to some of our travel people, some of our group for the 50th, and was like, "You guys, are you interested in getting an Uber on the way back to the airport?" And they were like, "No, let's do Magical Express one final time." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do it one more time." Which I get to do it in November too, so that's okay. But yeah, Magical Express, that whole experience, the kiosk and the band, the Mickey to Mickey and the line, and maybe the line's not always magical, but still, Magical Express. Matt, number 39 on your list.
39 for me is popcorn, and more specifically, Magic Kingdom popcorn, Main Street USA popcorn. Yes. You walk in, and that's the first thing you smell, and it's like, gotta have it. There's something about Disney popcorn that's it's different.
Just hits different.
It's different.
Susie.
I have belief this will come back at some point. I really miss character meet and greets. But specifically the texture of Chewie's fur when he hugs you, and you just feel so warm and comfortable. I miss that. I miss Chewbacca hugs. Yeah. I need a Wookiee hug.
Everybody needs a Wookiee hug.
I'd just as soon hug a Wookiee. Yeah, there. I want a Wookiee hug. All right, just Chewie.
You need that on a t-shirt.
Well, I mean,
someone make this girl a t-shirt. This is gonna happen.
We're all deprived of our Wookiee hugs.
That's right.
Jen, 39 on your list.
39, cheese soup and pretzel bread in Canada. Whether it's just going in and making reservations so I can eat that, or eating it at like Food and Wine, the little kiosk they usually have it. Either way.
Nice. 39 for me is Disney Pin Traders down at Disney Springs. I'm a big Pin Trader fan, big Pin Trader guy, and that to me is a stop that we make every time. We always have to go down to Disney Springs, hit the Pin Traders, and you circle that thing several times, and you look for the pins you want. Everybody's got the pins on. You look at the little case there to see what pins are upcoming. Over the years, we've kind of watched more and more things that are not pins take over, like Magic Band displays. Now they got the Funko Pop displays. They used to have like a surprise board where random times in the day they would open it up and you could actually like trade pins and stuff. That's no longer there. There's a big Coke machine in front of it. But at least back in the day, and even now, big fan of the Disney Pin Traders, that whole shop down there. Matt,
very cool.
Down to 38.
38 for me, the Barbershop, Magic Kingdom. So for a number of reasons, but one, it actually is a great affordable place to get a haircut. You can get a haircut there for like $20. So it's not bad, and you're getting your haircut at Disney World, so it's just kind of a thing. But then if you have children, young children, and they haven't had their haircut yet, having their first haircut at Disney World is a really cool experience. They do such a great job, and you get I have the certificate and stuff somewhere, and like a lock of Evie's hair, and that Mickey had up there is actually hers. That's her first haircut hat.
That's so sweet.
So cute.
So they do a really, really cool job. And I think last time I checked, it was like $25, but it's a really cool experience.
We had the same thing for Campbell. We have the mouse ears, and Stephanie intentionally let his hair grow longer so we could get it cut specifically for his first haircut at the barbershop there. And it was, I mean, he looked like a girl. We had people coming up asking how old our daughter was. And I was like, well, 9 months, but however old he was. But yeah, he had long hair, and we got it, we got it cut there at the barbershop. So it's really cool. Aww. 38, Susie.
My mom and I like to make ugly cars for test track. Like we like to, when we do test, we like to make it the ugliest, gaudiest thing, and then we always give it like a stupid name, like
that's awesome.
Like Doom of the Sky or Dragon's Breath was our favorite one, like Dragon's Breath. So
that's awesome.
So it just makes it way more fun instead of trying to like actually make a good car. We're like, let's just make it hideous.
That's funny.
I like it.
Jenn, 38.
All right, 38. And this is one, riding Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, but also specifically like in certain spots, taking selfie videos and posting them. I don't know why, but like I do this on Big Thunder all the time.
And do you take the video and post them while you're on the ride?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You're like, I'm on the ride now. Here's the
like here we go. Because you've never seen this before, because I've never posted this before, and I don't have a zillion on my camera roll. Whatever.
Everyone does this though. Everyone takes those pictures. I don't know why. I'm so afraid to do that. Like my phone's gonna fly out of my hand.
Oh no, I've got this little right there. It ain't going anywhere.
Socket.
Got a pop socket.
Zip tied to your hand.
Pop sockets.
Number 30 on my list is the smell of the Polynesian Village Resort. You walk into that lobby and it's like every resort has their own little distinct smell, little quirks and stuff. And I don't have a ton of resorts specifically on my list, but walking into the Polynesian, and it's just that, I don't know, you're there, and there's I feel like there's a little bit of chlorine there from the fountain going on, but also there's like this Polynesian smell to it, whatever. It's cool. And the lobby is just so cool, and the sound is just maybe, I guess 38 is like the Polynesian lobby, really. But yeah, just all of that happening. And it's one of those things that you think to yourself, I'm here. I'm at Disney World. I'm in the Polynesian. This is so awesome. And then you could look out and see the bungalows across the way that you'll never, ever actually get to stay in. But it's really cool. Polynesian. 37 on your list, Matt.
Hidden Mickeys.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, they make a guidebook. I don't even know when the last one they made.
There's a 9th edition out, and I think it came out a year or two ago.
Wow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, Steve Barnett, I think his name is. So
Barrett, isn't it Barrett?
Steve Barrett. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I've got like a lot, like a shelf full of them because I keep getting the new ones.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google search Hidden Mickey book, and you'll find it on Amazon. Take it with you. It's kind of it's a nice thin, like skinny book that you can easily put in your backpack, and it's a great way to like kill time, sometimes in ride queues, and maybe even on rides that maybe aren't your favorite, or you've ridden them a million times and you want to try to find it's just a fun extra thing where Imagineers have taken the Mickey silhouette and somehow hidden it inside of the attraction or area.
Nice.
So.
Susie.
I enjoy riding the People Mover when the lights are on Space Mountain. Like when you're riding through and you're like, oh gosh, my arms could get cut off of this thing. It's very, very tight. So, but it's always fun to go through there when the lights are on and see everything, because it's such a different experience.
I agree. Nice. It's cool. Well, 37 for me. Oh, see, I paid attention this time. Cape May Cafe is a good place to eat. It's not necessarily one that I put in my top, whatever, but I have such great memories of eating there with friends, and specifically one time, and this is why it's ranked this high. We ate, the guys had the meat sweats, and they were like so full. They were like cracking jokes. I was holding my stomach, like I was already so full from just like eating seafood buffet, and my friend Deb and I are sitting there holding our sides laughing, and I just remember one friend going, "Open the barn door, here comes Mr. Cow." And it's the best thing ever. So,
oh my gosh.
Dinner at Cape May. It's a good time.
Love Cape May.
So good.
Still bitter they took away the crab legs, but whatever.
Agreed.
The crab legs are still there. You just can't get
yes, correct.
37 on my list, chilled strawberry soup at 1900 Park.
Oh my god!
There are not a lot of places I would go at Disney World specifically for one small dish.
That's worth it.
I will go have me a supercalifragilistic breakfast with or without Mary Poppins to have myself some chilled strawberry soup. Now, I have also heard that you can go to Grand Floridian Cafe and ask for it specifically, and they will get it for you sometimes. It's not on the menu, but you can ask for it. I actually had a client tell me this recently. So that's a plan there, although I'm not a huge fan of the GF Cafe. But 1900 Park Fair is fantastic. I love the chilled strawberry soup. It's just, I just want to turn the bowl up and just drink straight. Just, I don't want to do the spoon. Just drink it. It's great. Good stuff. And it literally, for the audience who's never heard of it, it literally is liquefied strawberry chilled soup, and it's really good. Matt, number 36 on your list.
36 on my list is Geyser Point. Not only is it a great outdoor lounge eatery, have one of the very best burgers on Disney property with the bison cheeseburger. It is just a great location also, right on the edge of Bay Lake, and it's just a really fun, relaxing area to sit down, enjoy. Like I will sometimes be in Magic Kingdom and like, you know what, I need to go take a break for a little bit. I hop on a boat, go over to Geyser Point, grab a light lunch, and just kind of chill out for a little bit.
Nobody else should ever do that. Don't take his advice. It's terrible.
Go to Tomorrowland.
Don't do that. Yeah, go somewhere else. Go to the All Stars.
Go to the
there either.
Stars.
Susie, 36.
36. They are not currently available, but again, fully believing they will be. But the peanut butter and jelly milkshake from the little Primetime Lounge. So good. Matt introduced me to that a few years ago at Dapper Day. That was a game changer.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
I was like, I want a peanut butter and jelly shake. You're like, what? I'm like, you've never had this? Here, come with me.
So good. And the what is it? Whatever makes the heart fonder. Like, haven't had it in so long now. The absence.
Yes.
So that's why it's probably higher on this list than it should be. But gosh, I miss it.
That's
awesome.
Oh, all right.
36.
Cinnamon rolls and to me, they're still from the Main Street Bakery. I understand that now you can only find them at Gaston's, but in my head, they're in the Main Street Bakery. Leave me alone.
Better than cinnamon roll, that one or the one they serve over at Garden Grill for breakfast? The one that's as big as your head in the skillet.
I mean, they're both so good. I'm gonna say, nostalgia wise, the ones from Main Street Bakery were the best. They're slightly different, I feel like, at Gaston's. So maybe these days I might prefer the Garden Grill ones. But
I'd go Garden Grill only because you're sitting at breakfast with a whole bunch of other food.
Correct. There's a lot of other food, and it's not just the cinnamon roll. Yeah.
36 on my list. Matt already mentioned it. The friendship boats. I do love the friendship boats, and I love taking the boats from here to there as needed. But also, I like getting on the boat and just taking that tour around the Epcot and the resorts and everything, and then coming back to whatever gate I left in. It's a nice 30-minute respite out of the parks. It's nice. I've taken a nap or two there. I think my wife has fallen asleep every time she gets on the boat because it's so peaceful. And if you go maybe the early spring or maybe the late fall when it's nice and when it's cooler outside, sit on the back there where the wind catches you, and it's very pleasant. And it's a cool little mode of transportation. It's really a lot of fun. So friendship boats are on my list at 36. Matt, 35 on your list. 5 to go.
35 on my list. I have actually the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and I put it on my list hoping that it comes back. So we will see. But it's just a fun after hours event that I miss terribly. Again, Susie's mentioned the snow. That's one of the big things, and the cookies, and just the whole event's great, and I miss it terribly.
Susie.
Hold on. I felt it coming. All right. Who? 35?
35.
35 is the little like Hakuna Matata dance that they teach you in Festival of the Lion King, where you clap and do the whole shebang.
The hand jive.
I love that. I don't know. I love that. I'm a very simple person.
Nothing wrong with that.
Jenn.
I love riding the Skyliner. I actually really do. I enjoy that. It's relaxing. That's a new one for me.
Yeah, it's on my list too. A little bit later on because I'm a big Skyliner fan. 35 on my list is a particular dish out of the Food and Wine Festival, and Jenn knows this very much. It's the Canadian steak and the little soup there they have.
Oh yeah.
Now in the spring, we discovered they have like a roast of some sort or something, which was pretty good. But I believe in the fall they actually have the actual filet mignon or the steak or whatever sitting on top of whatever it is sitting on top. It doesn't matter. It's so good to the point where. And I think I told Jenn this story where my wife and I had it, and somehow or another I knocked hers over, so it went face down onto the ground. And she was like, "Well, give me yours," and I did. And then I just reached over, grabbed the one off the ground, flaked it off, and ate it right there because number one, it was like $8. Number two, it's so good. And with the seasoning on top, you can't really tell what's off the ground, what's part of the dish anyway. So it's really good. It's super good, and the soup is good too. So, yeah. So there you go. 34, Matt.
Oh, how to follow that out. 34 for me is watching Magic Kingdom fireworks from the beach at Polynesian.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just head over to the Polynesian. It's a little harder to get into the parking lot now, but if you don't have a Magic Kingdom park pass, you can go over to the beach there, and especially for the holidays, 4th of July, New Year's, like that is a great location because of the perimeter fireworks. So
nice.
34. Tripping on the trolley rails in Magic Kingdom on Main Street. Every time, friends, almost every time I'm there, I trip on it. I have a friend, if I'm there with my one friend who needs a wheelchair occasionally, always get the wheels stuck.
You can just say one friend. We understand.
My one friend.
Your one friend, yeah.
Anything with a wheel, friends, strollers, everything. Yeah. I just love it. And I trip on it constantly, so.
Yeah, you have to really, especially with the stroller, you got to learn how to go down that rail without dipping into the rail with the wheels. Because that's just uncomfortable for everybody. So that's hilarious. Jenn.
Number 34 for me was it's Dapper Day in general, but specifically at my first Dapper Day, I will say our outfits were absolutely on point, and we did like a little photo shoot, and it was fantastic. And that's one of my favorite memories of that. So.
Nice. 34 for me is not just the boardwalk area, but the boardwalk area in the morning. Before it gets really busy and before it gets blazing hot. Like, let's just say you're going to breakfast there at Bon Voyage at 8:00 in the morning. So you get there at 7:45 and there's not a lot of people on there. The boats are now just running. The sun hasn't quite even hit it yet. So most of it's in the shade. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. It's nice. I wish I were a runner in that respect, that I would run that area, which would be awesome. I just love it. We're all travel agents, so therefore content is our king. So I've taken so many pictures in there. You want to get the fancy shots on the ground and up high and whatever. And just, I love it. I love the boardwalk area in the morning, and that whole wooden area is great. 33 for you, Matt.
33 for me. I have the Grand Canyon Concourse.
Oh,
just I love it so much for a lot of reasons.
Good.
The interior of and if you don't know the Grand Canyon Concourse, it is essentially the interior area of the Contemporary. So it's where Chef Mickey's is, and the Outer Rim, but the monorail goes through there. I mean, it's iconic, and it's like Mary Blair's mural there in that space as well. I mean, it's beautiful. Probably one of the most photographed hotel interiors, not just at Disney World, but anywhere, especially with the monorail going through.
With good reason.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Susie, 33.
33, the wonky Eiffel Tower in Soarin'. Very, very specifically because of the love-hate relation. I mean, we all know what it is, so that's why it's on here, because it's those things that you love to hate, because it's not great. But
and that's also, it's one of those lists of things that the true Disney fans, when you say the wonky or the leaning Eiffel Tower, people if they're a Disney fan, they automatically know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yep. That's funny.
Accurate.
33, Jen.
All right, 33. Riding Expedition Everest with the Disco Yeti. Because I remember when the Yeti used to work, because I was there on my honeymoon.
Yes.
Literally like 6 weeks after it opened. So I remember.
It swooped down on top of you.
We saw it too.
Yeah. Yep.
Have we all seen it? Have we all seen the real Yeti in A mode?
Yep.
Okay.
Huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, we're old.
33 on my list. The Country Bear Jamboree. It's one of those attractions again that like you don't know how much you love it until you start going and getting familiar with it and start paying attention to the lyrics. People who have never heard it go in there and they're like, oh my goodness. It's one of those, I don't know how it's still there. Like, I feel like it's going to get like, the bear's going to get canceled.
Please don't give them any
put that out there.
It's so great. I love the Country Bear Jamboree. It's so much fun. So yeah, 33 on my list is the Country Bear Jamboree. Matt, number 32.
I have resort architecture.
Ooh.
I know it's very nerdy, but just the styles of all of the Disney resorts. Again, they're a lot of them are just iconic. We talked about the contemporary. I think just the design of that building, Grand Floridian, Wilderness Lodge, all of the Magic Kingdom resorts, especially, just have a very unique look to them and sets them apart from a lot of hotels. So I love walking around there and taking photos of different aspects of those resorts.
Nice. Very nerdy, but very nice. Susie, 32.
32, this thing is high on my list because it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, I love it. And again, it will come back from COVID. I don't understand why we don't have it, but so trams, but specifically when the tram attendant is telling jokes.
Yeah.
I love it. It's not all the time. It's very rare. They'll tell really corny, like Jungle Cruise style jokes and puns and whatever. That is just such a magical touch. In the morning when you're really excited, and then in the evening, your attendant is very pumped because they probably just started their shift, at like 8 p.m., but you've been there since 8 a.m. and everyone's just like, oh, tired. And I'm like, more jokes, yay! I love it when they do that.
Well, you go to the tram operator for jokes. You go to the Disney bus drivers if you want to hear information about upcoming attractions, about the parks, about the news.
I had a bus driver in driving us back to our loop in Fort Wilderness, because they just make the loops all around. Singing Christmas carols, and he got the whole bus to sing with him. It was phenomenal. So okay, you know what? Entertaining vehicle attendant.
Vehicle. Yes.
Okay, there you go. That's
all
fair.
fun.
I love it.
The boat captains can be too.
Yeah.
All right.
Jen,
my 32.
32.
This is so weird because this is like the second Cape May reference I've made. But the character interactions at breakfast were like on point. And specifically this one day, both Donald and Minnie like made my whole day. Minnie sat down, had a cup of coffee with me. That was my profile picture for the longest time. Literally, just across the table from me. We're doing a cheers with the coffee mugs.
It
was
awesome.
Fantastic. Then Donald refused to take a nice picture. He was just in a really cranky pants mood. So his butt is like he made me take a picture with his butt, basically. Like he turned his back to the camera. So it was just, me posing with Donald, but it's his ducktail. It's just
woo.
Dadgummit. Beat me.
I miss character interactions, and I cannot wait for those to get back to normal. Like I can't wait to for my kid to be able to hug Elsa again one day. Number 32 on my list is corn dogs at Walt Disney World. Be it the corn dog nuggets, which I've already talked about how much I love the corn dog nuggets, or the foot-long corn dog over at Sleepy Hollow, or really any other corn dog. I'm a big corn dog fan. Having a corn dog, having one of your favorite foods at Disney World just makes that favorite food even better. Even if it's not that good of a food at Disney World, it's still great because it's there. So I love corn dogs and all corn dog paraphernalia that I can have at Disney World. Big fan.
Now you've had them over at Disneyland, right?
I have.
Red Wagon.
I have. Yep. I've had them there, and they're really good. And we'll talk about. We'll do the top 75 for the 75th anniversary or whatever for Disneyland. All right, Matt. One more round. Number 31 on your list of your 50 favorite things about Walt Disney World.
Resort smells.
Makes sense.
So not all. I don't think all of the resorts have scents. So like the All Stars, I don't think those do.
Sports probably, but it's probably unintentional.
Sports, but not the smells you want to.
Oh, okay.
But I'm telling you, if you blindfolded me and walked me into any one of the deluxe resorts, whether it's the Grand Floridian, the Contemporary, Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Lodge, whatever, I would probably be able to tell you where I am just by the smell. And what I love it. It's what triggers Disney memories for me, and helps separate Disney resorts from a lot of places that we've been to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So could you tell the difference between Old Key West and Saratoga Springs?
Probably.
Cool. Susie.
All right, 31. I'm finishing it up tonight with Disney's conservation efforts. I think between Animal Kingdom and the things with the seas at Epcot, if you see the show on Disney Plus, The Magic of Disney's Animal Kingdom, you see that they really are doing very important conservation work at Disney World. And I think that gets overlooked because Animal Kingdom is a zoo. It's really not. They're part of breeding programs and studying things and re-releasing animals back into the wild and introducing new species. And it's a whole, it's very important. So all of that.
Cool. Jen.
Yeah. I am finishing up this round with La Patisserie in France. Because I love to go in there for a cappuccino and a pastry, and I love the little shop, and being in France makes me happy. And I might shop, and then I might have a cappuccino, and I might, shop. So yeah.
Skipping the sing along though, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably shop. I'll decide to shop instead.
Exactly. Number 31 on my list is the electrical water pageant.
Yeah, David.
For those out there who don't know what this is, essentially it's just a group of floats in the water that have lit up things. I mean, like flags and whatever. I don't know. It's just lights, and they're lighted up floats. And they come through at night. And I think they've just made their return most recently. And you can actually, the first time I ever saw them, actually, I was doing a fireworks cruise. Bougie me. This is 10 years ago. Fireworks cruise, Pirates and Pals or whatever. And we saw the fireworks, and then of course we look over to our left, and there was the water pageant, and it was fairly close where we were. And it's just such a unique, random thing of just these floating lights in the water, and it looks cool. I'm sure Bob Paycheck is going to find a way to charge for that. Don't ask me how, but it will happen. But otherwise, I just think it's cool. I think it's unique and it's cool. So yeah, water pageant is my number 31, and that is our first 20. We still have 30 to go. And
wow, this is fun.
We will come back next week.
It's such a hodgepodge.
It is like a hodgepodge. It's so all over the place, and I love it. So we'll do probably 15 or 20 next week. We'll get it down to our final top 10 or 15. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this has been good. So let's wind this thing down. Susie, Matt, where can we find you guys for the ImagineEars podcast?
I have no idea.
You can find the podcast just by searching for the ImagineEars Disney podcast on any podcast platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, really just anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, you can find us. We do a live stream of our shows as well almost every Tuesday night. We aim for every Tuesday night. Sometimes schedules just don't allow for it, but Tuesday night is when we go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. That's where we send out our videos. So come find us on social media, and we'll have a good time.
Cool. Yeah, I kind of feel like, folks, if you like our show, you're going to like their show. And hopefully if you like their show, you'll probably like our show. It's kind of the same, but a lot different. So anyway, they're great Disney shows. They got a great show. ImagineEars Podcast. I love the podcast. And yeah, so let's wind this thing down. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back next week with you guys again, talking more favorite Disney stuff. So good night, Susie and Matt.
Can't wait. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
And if you love that, folks, which I know that we did, don't forget to listen to next week's episode, which will go down from I believe 30 through 16, and then the final episode will be 15 through 1, which that episode will actually come up like the 29th or the 30th.
Yeah, right before the 50th, actually.
Super excited. Now the show is really running long, so we're going to shut it down here real quick. To go to our webpage, themscpodcast.com, get all of our contact information there. Our great friend Katrina will tell you where to find us. She sings along at the end there. Jenn, anything else we need to throw in?
Nope. Just make sure you want to listen, subscribe, watch our social medias, because we are at the 50th, and there's so much going on. So
loading it up. Magic in your feed. Follow us. Follow us all the way around. Right. And so for Jenn, for Matt, for Susie, I'm Dave. And hey, guys, don't forget to thank your Phoenicians.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.